Welcome back to Surrey Supernatural. If you enjoy this content, please like, comment, share and subscribe, as it really helps the channel grow. Today we return to the world of cinema to examine how films based on real paranormal events differ from the true stories that inspired them. In this episode we're looking at the Exorcism of Emily Rose and a harrowing real life case behind it, the possession and exorcism of Annalise Michel. We'll also explore the haunting in Connecticut and separate fact from fiction. The true story of Annalise Michel. In 1968, while still in high school, Annalise Michel began suffering from convulsions. A year later, in 1969, she experienced her first epileptic seizure and was diagnosed with grand mal epilepsy by a neurologist at the psychiatric clinic in Würzburg. As time went on, Annalise began experiencing terrifying hallucinations, particularly when she prayed. She also heard voices telling her she was damned. By 1973, doctors diagnosed her with depression and believed she was struggling with thoughts of self-harm. However, by 1975, after years of failed medical treatments, her deeply religious parents became convinced that she wasn't suffering from a medical condition at all, but was instead possessed by demons. Turning away from medical professionals, they placed their faith entirely in exorcisms to cure her. Many have speculated that Annalise's symptoms closely resembled schizophrenia, and some believe she may have responded to proper psychiatric treatment. But was she truly ill, or was there something darker at play? The first unofficial diagnosis of possession came from an older woman who accompanied Annalise on a pilgrimage. She noticed that Annalise avoided walking past a certain image of Jesus, refused to drink water from a holy spring, and emitted a strong foul odour. A priest from a nearby town examined her and concluded that she was demonically possessed. After two failed attempts at the right exorcism was finally granted. Two priests assigned by the Bishop of Würzburg carried out what is known as the Great Exorcism. The foundation for this was the Ritual Romanium, a 17th century canon law still valid at the time. Over 10 months they performed 67 exorcisms, sometimes as frequently as twice a week. Some sessions lasted up for 4 hours. As Annalise became convinced of her possession, she claimed to see demonic faces on those around her. She also believed she knew the names of entities possessing her, which allegedly included Lucifer, Hitler, Judas and Cain, along with other damned souls that spoke through her. Annalise's mother wanted nothing to do with the 2005 film The Exorcism of Emily Rose and failed never to watch it. Her father, however, had passed away before the film was made. In the movie, only one person is depicted as standing trial for Emily Rose's death, but in reality 4 individuals were charged: the 2 priests and Annalise's parents. All 4 were found guilty of negligent homicide and sentenced to 6 months in prison with 3 years of probation. Another key difference is the presence of a doctor in the film. A medical possession is present in every exorcism. However, in reality no doctor was ever called in to Annalise's case, even as her condition deteriorated. By Easter of that year, she had stopped eating and drinking and her convulsions worsened. During the trial, it was noted that if she had been force-fed even a week before her death, she would have survived. Yet Annalise reportedly refused hospitalisation, fearing that doctors would drug her and force her to eat. The case of Annalise Michel remains one of the most infamous and tragic cases of exorcism in modern history. Was she truly possessed, or was she a victim of undiagnosed mental illness and religious extremism? The debate continues to this day. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. The haunting in Connecticut. This chilling case revolves around the Snedeker family, who moved into a former funeral home to be closer to the hospital when their son was receiving treatment for Hodgkin's lymphoma, a cancer of the immune system. According to reports, Mrs. Snedeker was unaware of the home's history when she first visited property, as the basement was blocked in with construction vehicle materials. Once the family moved in, they discovered embalming equipment in the basement, confirming that the house had once been a funeral parlour. Soon after, strange and terrifying events started occurring. Water in a mop bucket reportedly turned a blood red colour. One evening, while Mrs. Snedeker was sitting in the kitchen, the dishes she had set out for dinner suddenly vanished, only to be found neatly stacked back in the cupboards. Lights flickered despite having no bulbs in them. The most terrifying incident involved one of the boys lying on a gurney in the basement when it suddenly began spinning on its own. In another chilling moment, a shower curtain wrapped itself around Mrs. Snedecker's face, attempting to suffocate her. Luckily, a niece was nearby and pulled it away just in time. The 2009 film The Haunting in Connecticut dramatised these events, but several key aspects were completely fictionalised. For example, in the movie, seances were conducted in a house by a character named Jonah. In reality, no such seances ever took place, and Jonah himself was a purely fictional addition. Another fabrication was the depiction of one of the sons seeing people walking around with words written on their bodies. This was never reported by the family. However, they did claim to see ghostly figures, including a man with high cheekbones and long black hair, as well as another man with white hair wearing a pinstripe suit. Perhaps the most shocking addition in the film was the claim that bodies were discovered hidden within the walls of the house. This never happened and was included purely for dramatic effect. The movie also portrayed Philip Snedeker attempting to burn down a house to rid of its demonic forces, another event that never occurred in real life. Despite these exaggerations, the Snedekers did claim that an exorcism was performed in the house, and after that, the paranormal activity seemed to cease. So, was The Haunting in Connecticut based on real events, or was it simply another Hollywood horror story with a few grains of truth? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to hear more chilling tales from the world of cinema or real life hauntings, please subscribe and share this video. Bye for now, and remember, stay spooky.